Welcome to the Light Tackle Angler Fishing Report. I'm Captain John Foweiler, and this is Captain David
How
King.
you doing, John?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Seems like we're finally starting to get into a summertime pattern.
We've had 8 days of no wind. Oh, dang, better knock on wood. But we've had 8 beautiful days. Forecast is beautiful all the way through the weekend. Into Monday, 5 to 10, 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 5 to 10 during the day. 2-foot seas. We were out Saturday, gorgeous.
Tell them about the tournament with the girls.
We had the women's fishing team out for a tournament on Saturday, and we ended up having first place all the way to the last couple boats. We were the first loser. We were just out. We had a 31-8 Dolphin. 32-4 was just above us, so we were really close. Had some great fish. You know, we used live mullet, trolling live mullet, and 150 to 700 feet. We got a fish. About every 100 feet we get a fish, it seemed like. There was no colors, no edges, no structure of any type. We found one little spot with a little bit of disturbed water, and that's where we got the nice fish. So that was a lot of fun, though.
Well, why don't you start offshore? Where do you want to start?
Go down south.
Okay, go ahead. Start.
All right, offshore down south, the Hungry Bear had a great charter. He had dolphin in the 20 and 30 pound range, and he was in 175 to 550. So I think the same thing down south. You know, there's no real productive weed lines. You might find the one spots they found pretty good fish was where you had that color change from that purple water to the blue water. So you had about a degree temperature change. They did good there. Inshore, some of the head boats, water's a little cool down there like it is off Fort Pierce. There was some bottom fish, some sea bass, triggerfish, small snappers, but none of the grouper and snapper because of the cool water we're here of. Kingfish on the bar down there. Some of the wrecks had live bait all over them. So the sardines are showing up. The cigar mint is greenies on the beach. So we had good reports offshore. Down south.
The live bait.
Also, there was a couple reports of cobia down there too on the wrecks. So that was a good sign. And amberjack galore. We'll talk about more of them off Fort Pierce.
Good. John B. Flying Light Tackle said the tarpon are starting to migrate up the rivers, so that's fun. Getting them to bite's another story. He said that the snooks, they're leaving the rivers and going on the flats and starting to head out on the beaches. So that really means that the summertime is coming around. The bluefish and mackerel are gone. It's time to get the spots and the black drum and stuff around the bridges down in Stewart. Up in Fort Pierce, the flats are alive. Trout, big trout, and big snook are in the sand holes on the flats. Don't pass up a good sand hole if you're drifting it. Look in it, you know, even if you cast it and nothing bites, always look in them when you go by. A lot of times the snook are just laying there and they don't like to bite. The ladyfish have left, the mackerel have left up here in Fort Pierce. So it's summertime. It's just about summertime.
Yeah, we had Mr. Shaw came in today. Remember the lures that we gave him? What color was that we gave him? It was
almost a mullet color.
Mullet color.
Maybe
he caught
green.
10 trout today on them.
Wow.
10 nice trout. Let every one of them go, but he caught them on that not sure, mullet green color.
Right, exactly.
Mullet, gray, black, green. But the soft baits were going. You know, he had 10 fish, and he was in the store having lunch at 10.
Oh,
so
nice.
he did real good. You know, he didn't catch anything but trout. It's all trout today.
Well, give him your number, because I brought up some Yozuris and there's some DOAs up at the store.
We got some soft baits. We got all kinds of baits. My phone number is 979-6068. The store number is 464-7827. Subway on the South Beach, Seaway Drive by the Coast Guard Station in Fort Pierce. If you want to stop by and pick up, we'll give you a sample. You know, go try it. You can give us a report. Let us know how it did.
Good. We didn't do offshore Fort Pierce.
Offshore Fort Pierce. Of course, we did good. You know, last Saturday. We've had good reports all week. One day it's good, the next day it isn't. It's still cool on the bottom. The one thing about the cool waters, there's just mountains of amberjack. There's troll boats catching amberjack on ballyhoos trolling by. The amberjack are hovering from 50 feet to the surface. One guy was fighting the amberjack the other day when he came up. He said 100 amberjack came up with it. He said his recorder was red from 50 feet to the surface, and he was in 165 feet. So he said there was 100 feet of amberjacks. Wow. He said they were just throwing anything up on the surface, and the amberjacks were hitting the baits on the surface. And they had fish to 65 pounds, which is a big... You catch a big 65 pounder on the surface on an amberjack, you've got a fight going on.
And you're probably going to take a break afterwards.
Yep. Also had reports of a few wahoo showing up. You know, they weren't real big ones, 20, 30 pounds, so there was good reports. Kingfish on the bar. But things slowed down again the last couple days. We've got a little bit of cool water. Maybe with this north tide, it'll flush out of here, and we should see action getting better. White's Tackle Shop had good reports on 20 to 30 pound dolphin. Once again on ballyhoo, just acres of live bait on the beach, North Beach, South Beach, threadfin herring. South Beach, there's been some pilchards. I was at the beach actually on Thursday. There was a mackerel for about a mile down the beach, just jumping all in those pods of pilchards on the beach. You know, there's small pilchards and then the 5 and 6 inch pilchards. So there's bait for everybody, whatever size you want.
Well, good. Join us on lighttackleangler.com. We got a lot of stories, pictures. We've picked up a couple new captains this week. Do you have anything else to add?
Just, it's going to be a great weekend. If you want to stop down, there's another fishing tournament at the City Marina in Fort Pierce. You can see our winning fish because we're going to once again have the women's team out there. Yeah. Hopefully they'll do first place this week. We were the first losers out of 75 boats, so that's a good start to our season. So we can't wait to get out there and catch a big one this weekend. So yeah, plenty of live bait. You know, get offshore or get inshore. The fishing inshore and offshore is great.
Well, thank you for joining us on the Light Tackle Angler Fishing Report. We'll see you again next week.